Welcome back to Obas Trending Gist. Today we are diving deep into the volatile political landscape of Kaduna State, Nigeria. We've got a really intense clip from Arise News featuring former Senator Shehu Sani, who represented Kaduna Central. He is not holding back as he speaks on the recent police ban on political gathering and, more significantly, the alleged historical role of former Governor Nasir El-Rufai in fostering political thuggery in the state. Sani's perspective offers a critical look at the power dynamics and the circle of violence that has plagued Kaduna State for years. Let's not waste any time and jump straight into the first part of the interview, so take a watch.
And former Senator representing Kaduna Central Shehu Sani joins me now live from Kaduna for more on the political happenings in the state and the emergence of the coalition party. Senator, very warm welcome to Newsnight. First, maybe I should begin with the police ban. How legal is this suspension of political gatherings and people needing approvals for freedom of association?
Well, thank you for having me in your program. Well, the issue of police demanding for an approval or notification for a meeting never started just yesterday. It has been the case since specifically 2015. Many of us who tried to organize political meetings and political gatherings, even when the former governor was on seat, we have been consistently reminded by the police that we needed permit. And if we don't do that, they say they will not guarantee our security. And what has happened at the Enwell Conference Hall with thugs attacking the meeting of the ADC is unfortunate. There is no way someone like me will have endorsed or encouraged act of thuggery and violence. But a precedent has been set by the former governor when he was in office. First of all, there is a short timeline of this record and history of violence and thuggery in Kaduna State, which he planted the seed when he was a governor of the state. In 2016, we are in an internet age, everybody can Google and verify. In 2016, December specifically, armed thugs attacked my constituency office, injured my staffs, and carted away a number of items, which those thugs are none other than the supporters of El-Rufai when he was a governor. Secondly, in 2017, in the Nigerian Union of Journalists Secretariat, before all the journalists in Kaduna, this is something you can verify, specifically in July, we were holding a press conference with Senator Hunkwi Tejar Ramalan, the gubernatorial candidate of PDP, Isa Ashiru, and others. Armed thugs attacked us, injured journalists, destroyed properties, and scattered the whole place. It happened. In 2018, Senator Hunkwi was at the very spot where El-Rufai claimed to have been attacked, in the same hall. He was organizing a press meeting with his own political supporters. Thugs aligned with the governor and the government of that day attacked that very venue in 2018, which led to the killing of a young man in Badrawa ward in Kaduna State. Now in 2021, you can also verify, armed thugs attacked the Nigerian Labour Congress that were organizing and marching, protesting against the sacked teachers in Kaduna State. An aide to the governor at that time was even boastful of leading those thugs. We live in a social media age, internet age, everything is on record. These four instances I have given you are things for you to ponder. Keep those one aside. During his own government, a bounty was placed on my head of 50 million to shave my hair. Was that not violence? During his own administration too, in place we call Ranchers B Stadium, in the presence of the former chairman of APC, John Ayegun, He ordered that all the three of us should be attacked by people of Kaduna State for denying him the $350 million loans.
Sorry,
So if there is
Senator,
thuggery
I
in
think I
Kaduna
should just
State,
come in. I should come
it's
in
been
here.
planted, it's been engineered, it's been...
Yeah, sorry to,
Yes,
cut you short there, because you've given some background to the political violence and thuggery in Kaduna State. So the question people are asking, why the volatile and tempestuous, political situation in Kaduna State? 2027 is still a long way away. Or is this payback time for the former governor, El-Rufai?
Ruben.
Christian, not Ruben.
Human life is a very
Christian.
short... Oh, okay. Christian, sorry. Human life is a very short period of time. Nasir El-Rufai is a man who is 65 years old. One should be blessed at his own age and the opportunity he had in life. You were a DG of BP for 4 years. You were a minister for 4 years. You were a governor for 8 years, and you are 65-year-old.
Wow, that was quite a start. In that first segment, Senator Shehu Sani laid out a clear timeline of events, highlighting what he perceives as a consistent pattern of police demanding permit for political meetings in Kaduna State since 2015. He recounted instances where political gatherings, including one at his constituency's office in 2016 and another at Nigerian Union of Journalists Secretariat in 2017, were attacked by armed thugs. He pointedly linked these aggressions to supporters of the then governor, Nasir El-Rufai, even mentioning a fatality in Badarawa ward during a 2018 incident. Sani's narrative suggests a disturbing precedent, alleging that the former governor deliberately cultivated an environment of political thuggery. It's a stark accusation, painting a picture of deliberate destabilization rather than mere political rivalry. Now, let us watch the second part of the interview where Senator Sani continues his powerful narrative. So watch this.
And the people who are in Kaduna State government now are either in their mid-40s or early 50s. If God has blessed you to have achieved all these things in life, finish as a governor for 8 years, and then instead of you to go and rest and pray for the person you assisted for him to be in office, rather you are seen to be climbing a bus and raising a flag, still campaigning, quarreling and fighting with people who are young enough to be your children and younger brothers. So when you see a man of 65 at that age who has achieved all the things he wants to achieve in life, still on top of a bus, sweating, passing through a market, raising flag, then you know that something is wrong with such kind of person. The tension in Kaduna State is not caused by anything other than such a man who should be grateful for the Lord that has blessed him to sit down. And he still wants to prove a point. And he cannot prove any point here. His time has passed. If he said he has assisted Obasani to be the governor of Kaduna State today, Senator Hunqui assisted him to be the governor of Kaduna State. Nasir was never a politician. Structures were set up. They brought him from nowhere. He never even contested for a councillor in his life. Hunqui became his DG, made him a governor of Kaduna State. He demolished the house of Hunqui. He sent thugs after Hunqui. So if he said Oba has betrayed him, he also betrayed Hunqui. For me, I think the problem is that for such kind of person, he should understand that his time has gone. The election that just took place, this by-election, is an indication that this is not his time. He lost in Zaria. He lost in the central part of Kaduna. He couldn't produce anything. His party was almost even last in the whole table of this performance. Is it not enough for somebody with family, with wives, with children, for him to go back and do other things? When he was a governor, he said when he is out of office, he's going to go back to school. He never went back to school.
Well, Senator,
when he was a governor, he said when
Senator
he's out of
Sani,
office, he's going back to business. He went to Kano and launched a business and never is seen in the field of business. He is still back in politics. If a 65-year-old man is still in politics, struggling for what God has already given him, what is the future of people in their 20s and in their 30s in Nigeria? For goodness sake.
Let me quickly come in here. I mean, you've reeled quite a number of issues, surrounding just one man, not even looking at the political atmosphere, the political party, ADC, and, the thuggery that was on, or the violence that was unleashed on the conveners and the conferees in that hall. So this is like more of a vendetta against Nasir El-Rufai?
Well, it is Nasir himself, when he was campaigning with Sani. He said Sani will do everything he has been doing. So when this thing happened just 2 days ago, I had the privilege to call Sani because I was not happy. And what told me he was not responsible for it. And I checked very well. And I think, because my own thinking is that he is a former governor, he deserves some form of respect, despite the fact that he is the architect of all the thuggery. Any person you see involved in thuggery today is being recruited by that governor when he was in the state. Because the people who are all engaged in this thuggery were the ones who have been used and abandoned. And if you're in politics, you know that. You recruit people to achieve your certain aim. After you did it, you don't call them, answer their phone. You don't see them. They don't see you. I mean, that is the fact of the matter. It's not about ADC being... I am the highest recipient of political violence in Kaduna State for the whole 8 years which this man has served as a governor. There is no interview this man will not have granted without telling people to attack me. There is no time this man will speak to the people of Kaduna State without maligning and defaming me for the whole 8 years he served. I have survived thuggery, I have survived violence, I have survived government attacks, all within this period. I am not saying this for these issues, but these are things which you only need to Google search and see what happened to me. Well, so I will not be happy to see it happening to him despite that he did to me.
I'm sure.
And people who are talking now couldn't talk at that very time.
Well, I'm sure, Senator, a lot of the people of Kaduna and political watchers would be looking forward to a robust, political atmosphere instead of the brickbats and fisticuffs that we're seeing now. Thanks so very much, Senator Shehu Sani.
Unbelievable,
and
the second part of that interview from Arise News really took us deeper into the heart of the matter. Senator Sani continued to directly implicate former Governor El-Rufai, stating that despite being 65 years old and having achieved significant political positions, Director General of the BPE, a minister, and two-term Governor El-Rufai is still actively engaged in political wrangling. Sani highlighted the perceived hypocrisy where El-Rufai, who was once assisted into power by figures like Senator Hunkuri, later allegedly turned against him. He argued that the former governor's continued involvement in state politics, even after leaving office, and his failure to pursue other endeavors like returning to school, indicates a persistent desire for control.
At that age,
the most striking claim reiterated by Sani is that El-Rufai is the architect of all this thuggery and violence in Kaduna State, asserting that anyone involved in political violence today was recruited by him during his tenure. He even stated that El-Rufai has consistently used interviews to malign and defame him. This paints a picture of a deeply personal and politically charged conflict where history, loyalty, and ambition collide with potentially dangerous consequences. All right, this is my own take.
He has assisted
Senator Shehu Sani's allegations are incredibly serious and, if true, reveals a disturbing undercurrent in Kaduna State politics. He's not just talking about political disagreement. He's describing a calculated strategy of using violence and intimidation as a political tool.
who
detailed
became his
account of
DG,
attack on his
made
office,
him a governor
the
of Kaduna
NUJ
State.
Secretariat,
He
and the
demolished the
incident
House
in the
of Hope.
Badarawa
He sent
paints
thugs
a
after
grim
Wike.
picture of how
So if he
deep-seated
said Oba
this
has
issue
betrayed, he
is.
also
The
betrayed
concept of a
Wike.
former governor,
For me,
after 8 years in power,
I
still
think
actively
the
engaging
problem
in what Sani
is
described
that
as
for such kind
divisive
of
politics
person,
raises
you should
fundamental
understand
questions
that his
about the
time has
transition
gone.
of power
The
and the
election that
health
just took
of
place,
our
this by-election,
democracy.
is an
When Sani
indication
states that
that
El-Rufai
this
is
is
the
not his
architect of
time.
all the thuggery, he's
He lost in
suggesting a
Zaria.
deliberate
He
long-term
lost in
strategy,
the
not
central
just
part of
continuous
Kaduna.
outbursts.
He couldn't
This isn't
produce
just
anything.
about
His party
El-Rufai,
was
it's about the
almost
legacy
even
of political
last
violence and
in
how
the
it
whole table
continues to
of this
fester
platform.
and affects
Is it
new
not enough for
generations. Moreover,
somebody
the police
with
alleged role in
family,
demanding
with
permits
wives,
for
with
gathering,
children,
a
for
practice
him to
Sani
go
says has
back
been ongoing since
and do
2015,
other
raises
things?
concern
When he
about
was
the
a
suppression
governor,
of freedom of
he said when
assembly
he's out
and
of office,
expression.
he's going
Such
to go back
action
to
can
school. He
create
never went
an
back to school.
uneven
Well,
playing
When he
field,
was a governor, he
empowering one
said when he's
Senator
out
faction
of
Sani,
while
office,
let
go
me
back to
come
disempowering
business.
others.
let me
He
come
went
in.
to Kano
If
and launched
political
a
spaces
business
are
and
not
never
safe for
is seen
all,
in the field of
it
business.
undermines the
He is
very
still
essence
back
of
in politics.
democratic
If a
participation.
65-year-old man
Sani's argument
is still
about
in
El-Rufai's
politics,
age and
struggling
achievement
for
and
what
his
God has
continued
already given
involvement in
him,
state
Let me
what
politics
is the
resonates
future
with many
of
who
people
believe
in
that
their
leadership
20s
should
and in their
eventually pave
30s
the
in
way
Nigeria?
let me
For
for
goodness
younger
sake.
let me
generations
quickly
and
come in
transition
here. I
to
mean,
more statesman-like role.
you've railed
The idea
quite a
of
number
payback time,
of
as hinted
issues,
by interviewer,
surrounding
suggests a
just one
dangerous
man,
circle
not
of
even looking
retribution
at
that could
the
further
political
destabilize the state.
atmosphere,
The
the
political
political
atmosphere in
party,
Kaduna needs to
ADC,
shift from
and
one of confrontation and
the
alleged
thuggery
thuggery
that was,
to one
or
of
the
genuine dialogue,
violence that was
respect for rule of
unleashed
law,
on
and peaceful
the
competition of
conveners
ideas.
and
The people of Kaduna
the
deserve nothing less
conferees
than
in
a
that
political
hall.
environment
So
where their
this is
voices
like
can be heard
more
without
of a
fear and their
vendetta
safety is
against
guaranteed
Nasir
regardless of their
El-Rufai.
political affiliations. That's our take on Senator Shehu Sani's
Well,
powerful
it is
statement
Nasir
regarding Kaduna
himself
political
when
landscape
he
and
was
former Governor
campaigning with
El-Rufai.
Obasani.
What are your thoughts on
He
this?
said
Do you
Obasani
agree with
will do
Senator Sani's
everything
assertion?
he has
Let me
been
know in
doing.
the comments below. Don't
So
forget to like this
I
video,
took,
share
when
it
this
with
thing
your
happened just
friends,
2 days
and
ago,
hit that subscribe
I had the
button
privilege to
and
call
the
up
notification bell so
because I
you don't
was
miss
not
any of Oba's
happy.
trending gist. Until next
And
time, stay
God told me he
informed
was not
and stay
responsible
safe.
for it.